6 weeks, it's been a long campaign. How would you assess your campaign just hours from polls closing?
Well, people will assess it when they cast their votes, but we've been positive. We've put forward a plan for a better future. I do notice I still have not seen a poster of Scott Morrison on any polling booth put up by the Liberal Party, and I've been to 6 states and a territory in the last week. Couple more.
Have you received a message of support from Mr Shorten at all?
Absolutely.
Been in a similar position?
Yeah, I spoke to Bill this morning on the way to the MCG where I did Breakfast TV. Bill knows what it's like to be opposition leader on election day. And Bill rang me to wish him well, and we had a good chat. He's played an important role in the campaign.
What about the weight of the responsibility? You're here with your partner, Jody, your son, Nathan, Toto as well. How are you feeling? Can you talk us through? Are you feeling nervous? Did you get much sleep last night?
I slept quite well, I've got to say. Yesterday we went to, of course, we began in New South Wales, we began in Marrickville, we went to Adelaide, we went to Launceston, we went to Melbourne. We did the last event. I think we finished with you guys about 8 o'clock or thereabouts. I did the 7:30 report. I did RAF Epstein down there in Melbourne. What I wanted to know in myself was that I hadn't left anything on the field, and I've done that. I've done my best for the cause of Labor, which I'm passionate about. I feel a sense of responsibility. I think that Australians want a change of government. And when you have a Prime Minister who a week ago said, vote for him and he'll be someone different, vote for him and he'll change, well, the way that you change the country is to change the government.
Mr Albanese, over the last 3 years you've been through the arduous task of streamlining Labor's platform, bringing the party to the centre, injecting a dose of pragmatism into the agenda. That was controversial in some quarters, but now that Labor's standing, or you're standing here, in a very competitive position, do you feel like this strategy has been vindicated?
I said on the day that I became leader that I wanted to head in a different direction. I wanted to talk about the creation of wealth, not just its distribution, that I wanted to reach out to the business community as well as to the union movement. I've done that. I've put us in a position whereby at worst, we're competitive today. We're in the hunt here, and I must say that there were some commentators wrote us off at various times over the last 3 years. I have done exactly what I said I would do when I went to the National Press Club in 2019 and outlined a 4-quarter strategy, if you like, to use the AFL analogy. And I said that in the 4th quarter, I wanted to kick with the wind at my back. I believe we have the wind at our back, and I'm very positive about and hopeful about a good outcome tonight. Just a couple more.
One on Grainler, if I could ask you.
Sure.
You talk about the support that you've gotten here in Grainler. Without being presumptuous, I mean, what sort of local member will you be if you become Prime Minister tomorrow? Will we see you at the Petersham Public House, at the Jets games at Henson Park?
I'll always make the Jets games at Henson Park when I can. And I'm still, I've got to say, the Sydney Badge District Tennis Comp started 6 weeks ago. I'm a member of, I think my team this year is Marrickville 4 or 5. It plays at the Lawn Tennis Club around the corner there in Livingston Road. I haven't yet made it onto the court. I'm hoping to get a couple of games in over the next little while. I'll still, my heart is here. I grew up. I've lived in this area, the inner west, my whole life. The great thing about this area, as you can see with people voting here today, is it's a mix. It's a mix of Australia. It reflects it. People from outside, I think, sometimes don't understand it. It is multicultural. It has a mix of professionals and quite wealthy people who are doing well, but it also has more boarding house residents than any electorate in Australia. It has more artists than any electorate in Australia. It has people who are doing it really tough, but people also who've done okay. And what I want to do is to continue to represent them. I don't take it for granted. That's why I'm here in Marrickville, at Marrickville Town Hall right now. It's an electorate that I love. They're very generous people. They're demanding, as they should be, of their local member. I'll take just two more. In there.
With the exception of Greenlaw, you've spent the last 48 hours in Liberal-held marginal seats. Is that a show of confidence in yourself that you can flip those? And if you do, what is it about your policy platform that you think is going to resonate in those suburban and regional states, for example, like Tasmania, that hasn't in terms of what Morrison is offering?
I think we have a plan for the future. This government have just got scare campaigns over and over again. Everything's negative. You know, they can go through my university essays to try and find things that they want to run on. People don't care about that nonsense. People want someone who's fair dinkum. They want someone who'll lead, someone who'll fess up if they make a mistake, but someone who will try to make things better. You know, this guy won't even concede. He thinks it's controversial that a Labor leader says that people on minimum wages should get an extra $1 an hour rather than a real wage cut. To me, that's just in my guts. Of course that is what I would do. That's who I am.
I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but have you thought about or fantasised about that moment if it happens of Scott Morrison calling you to concede?
No, I haven't got ahead of myself. I'm making sure that I keep grounded. When you come from where I've come from, one of the advantages that you have is that you don't get ahead of yourself. You know, everything in life's a bonus. Some people have said to me, a couple of you people, I'll say on the record now what I've said privately. I've said, oh, you know, it's a tough campaign. You know, have you found it difficult? I've loved it. This is an incredible privilege and an honour to lead the Australian Labor Party. The Australian Labor Party, a party that I love, a party that I've committed my life to. And, you know, we'll see how we go tonight. Whether I lead Labor into government, I know that I've done my best. I know I've left nothing on the field. I know that I lead a team that will give Australia a government of which Australians will be proud. My big concern with this government is what is there to be proud of? You know, the sort of nonsense that we've seen of playing wedge politics against vulnerable people that Scott Morrison's been prepared to do during this campaign, and the other wedge politics throughout this. We're a better country than that. I want to change politics. Be very clear. I want to change politics. I want to change the way it operates. I want Parliament to function properly. I want our democracy to function properly. That's why I'm in this. Not to change where I live. I'm in it to change the country, and that's what I intend to do. Thanks very much.